I don't have any this week. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Nothing came to me. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is,
Oh.
bro. It's a little disappointing, man. I thought maybe I'd see Rebazar this week, but no dice.
Well, things take time. So again, it's like you're the farmer. You go out there and plant. You do all that work, and then what you do is you wait. You just water. You just wait, and it takes quite a while for things to start growing, doesn't it?
I haven't farmed, but I figure probably so.
Like
yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. So again, you have these periods, etc. So they baby a little bit at first, but things are happening. But you have to be patient, and also you have to learn to perceive things, and that's parts up to you. It's not about expecting something to happen. It's like you're looking for a job. Okay, you look through the newspaper, you did the best you could, you sit around, but if there's not something there in the newspaper, what do? You have to survive. You have
burn the newspaper.
You have to start being creative. You have to do something.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you have to do something instead of sitting around and saying, "Oh, I can't find a job." So what you have to do then is all of a sudden, maybe it comes to you that, wow, I've got to create my own job, just like a lot of people have. And so, but you're talking to yourself and saying, well, I've never done that before, etc. So again, it's the first time for everything. And just like you haven't done this before, there's a first time for everything. So you decide how you're going to see it and understand it. So you still study, you still do the you, etc. You still watch to see what's going on, etc. But at the same time, you for yourself learn to be creative in some particular way, and you gradually will catch on to that. But it's going to take years. It's going to take a lot of years.
Okay.
Yeah, just like your gaming. How did you do it overnight? I'm assuming
man, it took a little bit to get real good at Fortnite.
Yeah, and it's always expanding, etc. So again, and that's easy compared to this. That's nothing, okay, compared to this. That's just memorizing technology and the steps, etc. Like your cell phone. That's like, duh, that's nothing. You teach a gorilla to do that. No, this is something different and real, and it's got endless variables to it. Endless. And so if you really want to catch on to what's real, or just stay in the fabricated, made up, fantasy world of this passing dream, that's your choice. But even though the dream seems so real, but it keeps passing, doesn't it? And every day you're getting older. But you don't think in those terms, you see? Because the personal self only wants what it wants. It doesn't think about.
I think there was a song about that.
It doesn't think about stuff like that. Okay, see. So again, this is where your awareness comes in and starts to take a look at what's really going on, because all of a sudden this is part of a wake up for the real awareness to start to see what's going on, because it's been through these lifetimes like this many times before. You've gone through this many times before, and the end result is you got nowhere. You started over again. And that's where you are. Okay? But now you have, valuable information that can get you going, but you decide how you're going to utilize it. Yeah, and I sent you some groups too, you see. So again, I'm sharing this with the world, and it's very, very real, more real than, see, an idea is that many people, they'll go through certain things. They'll get stuck in religion. Religion is nothing. Okay, it's just a trap, 100%. Tap lining. Then they got the spiritual paths, which look really good too. Basically, they are too. They're a little better, a little more knowledge, a little more flexible, but still, they're dull. They're not going anywhere. But they seem really good, you see? And the people are really nice and whatever. But still, that's not it. You compare that with the sun shining, you don't see any of that. You don't see niceness with the sun shining. What you do is you see real. It's more real. And this is the hard part to get to the personal self. So this is what takes a while, because you have that personal side. And I do too. I have to deal with it all the time. Yeah. But I have the awareness to do that. So there becomes the difference. But that awareness, I focus on that to where that keeps expanding, and I keep being more indifferent to the personal self, you see. Because the personal self, for the most part, most people want some kind of notoriety. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. Only thing that's going to get you anywhere is when you become all aware and you surpass the personal self altogether. But that's a huge journey. That's huge. Otherwise, you're stuck in it. You can't go halfway. You can't just stick your foot through the door. You got to get through. You got to get through it all the way. And that's all there is to it. And that's huge, to make that commitment and to be able to recognize that. That's a lot. But this is where we start somewhere, you see. So even when you don't have experiences that you're expecting, what is it that you, during this time, through whatever, that you've become, are you noticing how you've become a little more aware through this process? Just by doing the new you, and even if nothing happens, do you notice how you've become a little more aware to where you can't even really explain it, but you can kind of see it?
Like the sun shining.
Well, that's the idea, but I'm talking about your awareness. And that there is something there that you can't put your finger on, but you just kind of see it and know it, that, you see the difference. It's very subtle. And this is how it is. Yeah. And it gradually gets to become more so and more so as you move along. Now, the formative years, the years that you start out with this, you should see within your awareness some real differences. But as you go along, it becomes more subtle, very, very subtle. As you go through the years, it becomes more subtle. And this is where most of the time people lose sight of it, because it becomes so subtle, they don't recognize it. And there's a particular way to recognize this, where it opens up to where it becomes everything. But that's a huge journey too. And very few people will be able to do that, because it's just a whole lot. So you've got positions here that you can't even explain, that would seem like they don't even exist, but far more than that does, once you understand and learn how to see it. Yeah, but that's a whole lot. But at first, you're dealing with your mind and the personal self, of course, because you have to rehearse these parts a whole lot to be able to do that. Now, see, in a way, what's kind of sad is that, and heartbreaking, is that, more so than the greatest love you've ever had, you've lost. And if that's not heartbreak enough, here is something so real that when you lose it, it's a lot more than that heartbreak, because it's just far too real and you didn't see it. You didn't take the time to see it, so you don't see it. And that's how real it gets too. Yeah, very real. So, you decide your sincerity, you decide to see it, and again, you kids are just starting out, When I say 50 years, I'm not kidding. That's nothing. Because this thing is so vast with what has taken place with your real awareness. You look at everything that's taken place in creation, everything that you know and whatever, and you really don't know that much. There's so much going on in the world, and this physical realm and other levels in creation, just mind-boggling. You can't even, no way, contain it because it's way too much. And really, all that's really nothing. It's all really nothing compared to what's real. Doesn't even, it's a speck of dust. Yeah. And that's hard to consider because of how the personal self is. This is the challenge. I see it. I'm fine with it because it motivates me to see more and become more focused because I see the challenge. Most people, they don't want it. They join some religion or spiritual path or whatever, commit themselves into some nut house or whatever because they want to be taken care of and they want something passive to where it nourishes the personal self. And so this is what you've done for lifetimes. You've fed the personal self. And stepping up and getting real and surpassing that, that's huge. That's a huge challenge because you've created and you've nurtured this personal self for umpteen lifetimes. More than you can imagine, thousands of lifetimes. You've created this personal self, you know, like a person loves a dog, you know? Yeah. And so it's a huge challenge to get through that and all the desires of the personal self and what it's absorbed for lifetime after lifetime. Yeah, it's like nuts. Yeah. But you see, the personal self, like yourself, you like gaming. So you get lost in the gaming. When you're playing and, you know, time passes, whatever, and then you're tired, you go to sleep. Next day you want to get up, do the gaming, but you got to work or whatever. But see, it's the gaming that drives you on, etc. And then at some point, your life will be over. You've given your life to the video games, which are just, what are they? Electronic images, created by mind controllers. That's it. That's all you got. Yeah, that's very real.
Have you even tried a video game though?
What?
Have you even tried a video game though?
Yeah, I have. I used to play Mario Brothers with my daughter when she was young.
Mario Bros. Which ones?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you don't get it.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't get it. It's not about trying
not.
this thing. Yeah, no, I've tried these things, etc. I'm not interested because for me, it doesn't do anything.
Well,
Even
maybe
surfing.
You just haven't found one you like.
Do what?
Maybe you just haven't found one you like.
No, that's not it. I already know what's real. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, see, these things in creation, you're the thrill seeker. You're seeking thrills. And see, it's like, oh wow, this is cool. Oh man, I really like this, and yeah, bro, let's do it, and whatever. You're the thrill seeker. I get it. I've been through that. It was surfing with me. Now I don't even care about it anymore. I look at it and it's like, that's interesting, but it's nothing. Because again, I have something so much better. And so that you can't even consider. So you're just going through the steps. You just happen to be brought up through the gaming world. And it could be something else. It could be race cars or playing tennis or what. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just invented stuff and creation. And it's fine. I go swimming every day in the ocean. But the surfing, at my age, it just takes too much effort. I put in the effort since I was 14 years old. I mean, I got really good, but so what? I surfed all the time, loved it, had the urge. And then at a certain point, the urge left, and I was glad to see it go because I was working construction, and, I would surf when I can. I like to surf, but at the same time, I was glad to see the urge of wanting to surf go. In other words, If I decided I wanted to surf, fine, but I didn't have the urge that I must surf anymore. You see? The urge left me, and I noticed that, and I thought, oh, that's cool, because I would rather have the choice. So if I'm going to go to work or do something else, I have the choice instead of going with the urge. And it's not bad. You don't want to consider any of this bad. It's a matter of choice. Now, you have the opportunity to get through creation and save yourself from more unconscious lifetimes and all the nonsense, because it's going to just get a lot worse here. Going to get really bad in your lifetime. May not even be here. Okay, you may be extinct, etc. That's up to the world controllers and what they're doing. They're nasty bastards, and they don't care about you or anybody. That's real. So if you want to go play your video games, okay, if you want to go play your video games and pretend it's not there, you can do that too. But doesn't mean things aren't going to happen, because they will. Because these people, these creatures, these aliens, they're bored. And their thrill is to see you and others suffer. That's their thrill. Okay? They invented the gladiator days where men went out and fought each other to the death. You know, they invented the octagon. They invented football, all these sports, boxing, etc., that don't make any sense at all, but they amp them up. Yeah. Whatever it is, yeah, they invented all of it. The technology you're using is from reptilians. All that technology is from reptilians. Humans didn't create this stuff. They
Good
were
and bad
subject to
reptilians,
them.
or like just the evil ones?
Yeah, the evil ones. Yeah, that's why
Okay,
you
not the good
have.
ones.
No, not the good ones. No.
Okay,
No.
I get you then.
See, anybody that makes sense of, living on Earth as an example, just like the indigenous people, would focus to the natural environment because they know that's what supports them. When the white man came to North America, as an example, and of course it's been around the world, and things are how they are, it didn't take the Indians long to see what knuckleheads they were, because look what they did. As they came more and more, they just started to obliterate everything. Yeah, taking the forests and building forts, okay? Chopping down forests here and there, just obliterating everything. The Indians didn't do that. They took what they needed, but they didn't obliterate the landscape. And now look at it today, a little over 200 years, let's just say 300. Look at it. Look at how everything is freaking annihilated because of the business world and the white men coming here and pushing back the Indians, as an example. And they were just focused on the natural environment. So because they weren't the city folk or in business or driving cars, they were branded as savages, and they were prompted to be rebellious too, so that the white people had justification to kill them and get rid of them. That's all set up. And they do that all the time. The U.S. government, whatever, it's a front for the monarchy. And they do that all over the world. They prompt all these things, send mercenaries in, and prompt, battles, and then even wars, and then go in there and become the so-called cured and justify and take it over and create their democracy, which is all about control. You've seen it in your short span lifetime. Any of these things you see on the news, that's what they're doing. But the news media twists it around in a particular way to where it looks justifiable. It's like, because you're an American and we're the greatest country in the world. You see, that's what you're thinking. And it's all brainwashing propaganda. Yeah. And it's all friggin' nonsense. And it hurts everybody. But, a lot of Americans, very arrogant, because they're Americans. You see? Very arrogant society. And that gets you nowhere but dead. Yeah, very real. Dead, dead, dead. And you come back in future lifetimes and you're really stupid. So you're very fortunate you have this knowledge of something else to aspire to. The real universe is real guidance. But that's up to you. Okay? That's why I never created membership and all this stuff that the masters and gurus do. Those are baby brain days. I don't want to do that to people. I see everybody is unique, but you have to learn to do it yourself. You have to learn to, live your life and figure it out. And you only have so much time. Yeah, you only have so much time. That's real. You don't know how much time you have. Because any day something's going to happen, and it will, and you're going to wonder what to do. That's very real, and it's coming. So get ready. So that's a warning. It's not predicting doom. There's a difference. No, they are already predicting doom. They already have a lot of bad stuff set up for everybody. Just like we talked about, you're going to be getting 6G, 7G, 8G. That's just one of the things you're going to be getting. More vaccines, more nonsense, etc. Yeah, it's already coming around again. Yeah, all this stuff. And they're not going to stop till you're dead and ruined. So, either wake up, become more aware, be able to handle it, face it, or you just be the effect of it, and you go nowhere, and when you pass over from this lifetime, you're not going to know where you're at, and so you'll just go into other embodiments, and you won't even remember. Yeah. It's a lot, kids. I know. It is. It's a whole lot. It'd be easier for you to try out for the New York Yankees or something like that ball team, even though you don't know how to play baseball. But the LA Rams and be on the team. It'd be a lot easier to do that than it would be to do this. But this is possible, even though it seems impossible. This is more possible because all those other things out there won't matter what it is. It will all go nowhere because it's creation. And creation implodes upon itself because that's just how it is. There's no fixing anything here. There's no getting it to be stable or long lasting or anything like that. No. It's an experience that you're having that is necessary to wake you up. It creates agitation to wake you up in your real awareness, to pay attention. And as you do, well, you will benefit constantly. This is what's so cool about it. There will always be a benefit there, but you need to learn to recognize it. So your dreams are a good area because it's indifferent to your personal self. So as you're having these so-called funny experiences that your personal self cannot really relate to, it gives you an alternate besides just the personal self and being embedded in it. You see, gives you a comparison so that you have a chance to wake up from this passing dream.